the first park in India where such a translocation or relocation of the cheetahs will be happening. Friends, I am here in Kuno Palpur National Park in Madhya Pradesh, and we just entered the park some time back from the Tiktauli gate, which is near Sheopur. So this is we are in the core zone at the moment by one of the lakes, water body, which you can see right behind me. This park has 4 core zones and 4 buffer zones. There is a Kuno river which divides the whole park into 2 parts, the west and the east. So in the second half we will be visiting the Palpur East Range after crossing the Kuno River, and then I will exit from the Ahira gate of the park. So throughout the day I will be visiting 2 to 3 different zones, 2-3 different ranges in the park. We are here at the forest checkpost inside Kuno National Park, which is called the Padri Forest Checkpost. So this is a completely grassland habitat. This used to be a village inside the forest, which has been relocated outside the forest. We are now heading to another forest checkpost, which is also part of the core zone. This is a full day safari which I am doing in my own car, and it's a lovely experience to explore this. As you can see, there are no trails over here. There is a trail, but the vehicles have not come in this particular area or the trail since a long time. And we just crossed a stream which was completely broken. We had to select some rocks from the river and fill up the hole so that my car could pass. This is a wonderful experience, once in a lifetime experience for me in the national park, off-roading, through the streams, through the jungle core area. This is amazing. And we had to stop over here driving because we have now reached a small stream or a river. You can say a dried river. There is water flowing through the river, but it's very minimal. We will have to return from here. It's not possible to drive further on. So now we will be doing a small walking trail from here of around 1.5-2 kilometers to explore the park more. Just trekking on this stream that you see behind me, and my guide for today, Avdesh, who is taking this video. On the way up, I found this guy, Mr. Damodar, who offered me to eat peanuts. As you can see, he was so kind enough. So I asked him what does he do, and he told me that he's a forest guard at one of the forest checkposts over here. And unfortunately, every 15 days, he has to trek all the way from his checkpost to his village, which is almost 8 kilometers from here, up on the hills, to get his food stuff for 15 days. This is the hard work that our forest guards are putting to save our forest. So my guide Avdesh is walking further. I have given up on this trek. He is trying to reach a temple which is quite old. He'll pray in the temple for some time and come back while I wait for him over here. So Kuno Palpur is one of the most beautiful parks I have seen so far. And I'm so glad that we took this route and have come to this zone of the park. This is very different from the other zones we have been so far since morning. This is quite dense, and the age of the trees, the diversity of the trees over here is also fabulous. And I would like that this is the construction of a fencing for creating the enclosure for cheetahs, which are being relocated from Africa to Kuno Palpur National Park in Madhya Pradesh. This will be the first park in India where such a translocation or relocation of the cheetahs will be happening. This is going to be epic, and it will add a new dimension to India's wilderness. We are so looking forward to see them in the wild, photograph them. They are majestic beasts. This park is beautiful. We crossed some nice streams on the way. We did some mountain terrain driving, some grasslands and some dense forests. We are still in Palpur West, which is one range of the core zone, and after Palpur we will be entering the Palpur East, which is on the other side of Kuno River. See, they have already installed the hexagonal chain link fencing. This is the work that is still going on. These are all the preparation for making the temporary enclosures for the cheetahs relocation in Kuno National Park. And you can also see there is a new machan that has been made over here. So there are preparations going on in full-fledged, full speed over here. So friends, here I am at the Kuno River at Palpur camp, forest rest house camp. So I have been roaming around in the park since morning. It was just amazing. I have no words to explain the amount of happiness I have at the moment after visiting this park. You can also see there is a very old monument over here, which is a fort. This is the Palpur Fort, which is by the river. We are now trekking and walking, doing a walking trail towards the fort. We have now reached the fort. This is lovely, guys. This is built on a bedrock of sandstone just by the Kuno River. This was a small trek from where we parked our car. Hi, so this is my second day in Kuno Palpur National Park and I am now heading towards this place called Devco in the park. Devco is a point where there is this spring water that originates, which is called as Devco. Kho is a spring. So this is in another zone of the park, and from Devco I will be proceeding towards this place called Dhop Kund, which is the place where the old Maharajas had migrated some lions from Africa, and they were stationed in Dhop Kund. There are some enclosures made out of stone walls over there for them. This is the entrance to the Devco zone. I just reached Devco. Kho is a valley. So there is a spring water origination from this valley, and I can hear the waterfall. There, I met this guy at this Kho, at this valley over here. I am at a vantage point. You'll be able to see the whole valley down over here. I met आपका क्या शुभ नाम है?
जी गजब सिंह यादव.
हाँ, so I met Gajab Singh Yadav ji over here and he will share with us the story of this place. जी यादव जी बताइए क्या है यहाँ का?
जी सर, ये एक प्राचीन स्थल है और यहाँ आसपास जो गांव है ये सभी लोगों का इस जगह से लगाव है. पुण्य धर्म जो भी करते हैं यहाँ नज़दीकी से चाहते हैं, आसपास के गांव जितने भी हैं 2-4 सभी लोग चाहने वाले हैं और आते हैं यहाँ दर्शनों के लिए।
अच्छा
जी, और अभी भी हम दर्शन करने के लिए ही आए थे।
हाँ
बहुत अच्छी जगह है।
हाँ
और वैसे यहाँ जितने भी संत आए, ओरिजिनल कैटेगरी का जो संत यहाँ रहा है वो ही टिक पाया है, अन्यथा कोई नहीं टिक पाता है यहाँ।
अच्छा।
हाँ
नहीं, आप कुछ हनुमान जी की मूर्ति के बारे में बता
जी
रहे
जी,
थे, वो क्या है?
हनुमान जी की मूर्ति इधर हनुमान कुंड में थी पहले, तो बांस के पेड़ में फंसी हुई थी। इस गांव वाले आमेट के पास, ये आमेट गांव है, यहाँ से 3 किलोमीटर की दूरी पर, वो लोग लाना चाह रहे थे इसको, तो लाना चाह रहे तो यहाँ आके उनकी बैलगाड़ी टूट गई। ट्राली जब वो लेके आए, ट्राली में मूर्ति रखी, ट्राली के टायर फट गए थे।
अच्छा।
तो जहाँ पहले संत रहते थे, परमहंस महाराज जी थे, रमेश चंद्र जी, तो उन्होंने मूर्ति को यहाँ से सांकर से चैनपुली के जरिए उतारना चाहा।
हाँ।
तो वो सांकर अपने आप टूटी। अपने आप टूटने के बाद हनुमान जी महाराज अपनी मर्जी से ही जाके वहाँ रुके हैं
नीचे?
जी, किसी ने नहीं रोका, किसी ने कुछ नहीं किया, अपनी मर्जी से। पतली सी पट्टी थी वो भी नहीं टूटी।
ओहो, क्या बात है।
वीआईपी सिस्टम से उन्हीं की कृपा है सब।
And right behind me what you see is the Devco waterfall. This is a spring waterfall which originates from the center of the mountains. We had to take a small trek to reach this place. Are now planning to take a shower in this waterfall that you just saw. कितने दूर से ला रहे हो पानी?
गली दूर से ला रहा है।
कितना टाइम लगता है जाने में?
बहुत टाइम लग जाता है।
रोज यही लाना पड़ता है?
और
तो यहाँ तो बहुत पानी है, ये तो जंगल है।
पानी नहीं आनी जगह में पानी की चोट है।
पानी की शॉर्टेज है?
और का
तो ये पीने का पानी किसका है?
पीने का
तो रोज दिन में एक बार के 2 बार?
2 बार लगाता है, टाइम लग जाता है।
ओहो हो, तो तुम्हारा ये हो गया, स्कूल हो गई? स्कूल पढ़े नहीं हो?
और चाय ही नहीं है, पानी से फुर्सत नहीं मिला बन का जी।
ओहो हो। This is the real irony of our country, that there are many villages still where there is no electricity, no water. People, women and girls like her have to travel kilometers twice, sometimes twice a day, to fill up their drinking water for the day. This is so saddening that they are not able to go to the school because of these chores that they have to get involved from their childhoods. I think we as community and I also request the authorities to please look into this, so that our rural India, which is the heart of India, can grow, can develop. Because I can really see that the people, the children of the rural India have a very clear idea of what they want to do in the future. Kuno एवं सिंहों का इतिहास. So friends, I am at this place called Devco inside Kuno Palpur National Park, and this is where the Maharajas of the Scindia family had got lions from Africa, and they made a small enclosure out of stone. I am now entering that enclosure over here. This is one of the enclosure for the lions. So this is one of the enclosure, as you see. This was the water tank for them. This was in 1903. This is quite a historic place in a way. Some old stone carvings still kept over here from the temple. There are a few Jain temples nearby. So in Dhopkund over here, which is also the name of a waterfall and a pool which is formed by the waterfall, and there are a few ancient temples over here. You need to cross the river and then reach the temples. Oh wow. So the river is creating a pond over here, which you can see. Wow, this is beautiful. So this is the temple.